Hey, family, Tacc man, how's your spirit? Talk to me. Tell me something good. Uh, I got my boy Pat on with me. I'm gonna bring him in. Yeah, I'm finna bring you in. I'm finna invite you in. I didn't even know my boy came on yesterday. I didn't even know I can invite people in. Man, I just sent it to you. You see it? Not yet. Hold on one second. I got one person. Oh man, I got the thing on. Hold up. I got the thing over the thing. My bad. Let me see if I can invite you back now. Oh, maybe I have to do that. Copy message. Bam, 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 bam. It's on your messenger. You got to go to your messenger to get it. Yep, you on there. I don't see your face though. You got to come on. What's up, baby? Nah, you went off. You was on there, but then you were off. Let me see. Hold up. Let me go back. Let me- Something else, right? Now try it. Yep, you on there now, but I don't see you. No, I don't see you. Oh, you on audio. It just said you on audio. Okay, add to. Okay, hold up. Yeah. Well, yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, I got a good show for the day. I do. Hold up. Hold up. Okay, I had the echo thing on here. Me too. I'm learning as we go. No, actually, this is my second host. My boy came on last night, Johnny. Yeah, yeah, my boy D, the one that live over there by you, by the Hip Hop Museum building, over there by Lincoln. Yeah, he was came and hung out with me. Or you went back off. Yeah, you went back off. I just sent it. I guess you got to hit that to come in. I don't see you. You don't. You ain't come up.
Send me a link one more time.
All right, here I go. Let me see if this is it.
Cause I clicked on some shit, but then I clicked on the comments.
There you go.
You know, okay. So I clicked on one link, right?
Uh huh.
Now my head. StreamYard browser based Live Studio. Okay. This is entering Live Studio. I may continue. Allow. Enter studio.
There you
All right,
go.
now
Add
see
to
me?
stage. Hold up. Says add to stage. Yep, you
This
on
might
there. Add to stage.
this might be the best we can do, though. This is as far as I got.
No, but that's good. That's good. That's good. Can you hear me?
I can
Um,
hear you.
you can hear
I
me.
hear an echo, but
No,
I
but
can hear you.
we are. You know why? Cut off your phone. Cut your phone off.
How?
No, just turn your. Hang up. And I want you to know. I want you to see if I can. You can hear me. Oh, there you go. Right there. Okay. There you go. So, baby boy, I can see you. Can you hear me? You went off again. There you go. Can you hear me? You got to speak. You got to talk. Well, he went off again. But anyway, platform is called Tacc. Through adversity comes change. This is the book. I'm on Amazon. Check it out. It's going to definitely change your life. Through adversity comes change. And one thing that we must understand is the only way we're going to get through life is going through our adversities and making the changes we need to make in our lives in order for us to live and be better people, man. It's a beautiful thing when you can just live right, and life just does good for you when you're able to live right. But what I want to talk about, right, is the Most High. Why should we worship God? All right, hold on a second. What's up, baby boy?
Yeah, I just deal with it with an echo. Fuck it. Let's just do it with an echo.
All right,
Send me a link again.
do it again. Link it up again.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. There you go. You on there? Once again, I got somebody else on there. Name of this platform is Tact Through Adversity Come Change by me, Rich Comas on Amazon. Uh, and the reason why, I wrote this book is I've been through so much in my short 61 years. And with going through these things, uh, I was able to make changes in my life, not become bitter to whereas I wanted to seek revenge. It humbled me, and it's excuse me, it's only through my adversity change takes place. And the most important thing is I keep God first. Excuse me. I keep God first. And that works for me. Um I don't associate partners with him. I just worship him as my creator. creator of everything, and I do the right thing by. So why should we worship God? Why should a God who lets bad things happen? Just I'm just going somewhere. I want you to bear with me because He just doesn't allow free will. He enters our suffering. Worship isn't for the ego; it's our response to His unchanging goodness, justice, and love, even when we fall. And see, what a lot of people don't understand is everything we go through is for a reason. It helps shape and mold us to who we're supposed to be, who we're going to be, and how we're going to live. And you must be able to understand that no matter what, He's in charge. And with Him being in charge, He makes things happen for us. And a lot of times we may not understand it or we don't agree with it, but a lot of times the things that we don't like the most is best for us, and the things that we like the most are not good for us. So you must make that decision in your life, how you're going to do or be. Um, and this is what we do. We forget Him when life is good, blame Him when life is hard. And these are the things that people with rational minds who really say and really worship, the creator for who he is, and all the greatness that he does to and for us. Uh, I've been guilty of it myself. When I was younger, I know that everything starts and ends with me, and I know that all my blessings and my lessons come from him. He does, remains faithful, patient, and actually works for our good. And he tells you that in Romans 8:28. Why worship? Like a child running to a parent, not just for a gift, but for safety, identity. Worship aligns us with truth. And see, this is our safety net in life. Because just imagine this. Imagine the people who are running the world right now. If God didn't put boundaries for them, there probably wouldn't even be a earth. You know, so everything that happens is for a reason. You just have to be able to use your mind and your mindset to put you in the right place to be able to deal with things that are going to happen in life. Life is not easy, and we must understand that we're going to go through some things in life, but that's just life. And we do so many things, and He always forgives us. And the reason why I'm saying this is because the name of this program is Tact. Through Adversity Comes Change. And the first principle is five principles, three articles, one healer. The first principle is God. You must have an understanding of God. And this is just not a platform. This is a program that, if it's done with true honesty, it will help people to heal. And I'm living proof of it because it took 6 years for me to get this. With God waking me up 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning for 6 years and just writing ideas down, along with 20 something other apps, devices, business concepts. So I know that God is real. And just look at what happened to me last year. I got shot 9 times. I didn't feel not one bullet. And I'm walking now. I'm not in too much pain or nothing. So this is the blessings, the miracles that God does for us. And we still do wrong things and He still forgives us. Okay, you back in. I see you.
All right.
You got something covering. There you go. All right. Yeah, there you go. Um, can God really forgive repeated willful sins? Yes, of course He can. Not because sins are small, but because His mercy is infinite. He says that, my wrath is strong, but my mercy is even greater than my wrath. So we must always ask for forgiveness no matter what. We know when we sinning. This is why he gave us free will, free judgment. We know when we ain't doing the right thing. And when you ain't doing the right thing, just ask for forgiveness. You know, feel it in your heart, because if it's not in your heart, it ain't sincere. You can say anything out your mouth, but when it comes from your heart, that's what he judges you by, your niyat, your intentions. Um, Forgiveness is offered every time we genuinely repent. And we gotta, just like I just told you, when we genuinely repent from your heart, and we're gonna keep making mistakes because it's through adversity comes change. Your choices shape your adversities. Your adversities are your lessons to get you to your blessings. And you have to go through these things, and it's not easy. It takes time. Everything that he puts you through, it's a lesson. It's a learning process. And until you're able to get it, you're going to repeat the things that you've gone through. And like I say, I thank God for giving it to me late, because I know if he'd have gave it to me early, I probably would have been a damn fool. Also, like I tell people, they would love to live their lives backwards, but you must live it forwards for you to get the understanding and the blessings of life. And this is how you learn. If you don't go through it, you're not going to get to it. And always understand that everything he makes, he takes care of. Period. And if you don't think that you have a purpose, just think about this. You're one out of billions of sperm cells that made it. Do you think right now, if you're a grown up or a kid or whatever, do you think you can outrun billions of anybody right now? No. So you beat billions of other sperm cells to that age. So that lets you know that you have a purpose. Now, the whole purpose is, and the premise is, you have to find your purpose. And like I tell you guys, and the third principle is embracing your journey. Once you're able to embrace your journey, you've understood what God has for you. You understand, and now you want to live it. You let go of all the things that really don't matter in your life, and you put in your life the things that mean the most. And this is what it's all about: living life the right way, no matter what. you know um and see, like a lot of people won't understand this, but I got my boy on the line. And like I'm gonna give you a brief synopsis of how we met. We was doing multi-level marketing, 5 links. We met in Atlantic City. Then we wound up going. We linked up. Then we wound up going to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Was it Tulsa? No, not was that. No, we went to San Antonio, Texas. Yeah, San Antonio, Texas. And we just been good. And then I wound up going to prison, and he held me down the whole time. And that's my brother. And like I'm telling you, I'm gonna let him tell you how I predicted everything that has transpired from the time I went to prison to the time I got out. Go ahead, Pat. Tell him.
Alright, so I met James Como, like he said. We met in Atlantic City. We used to be part of this corporation called Five Links. It was a multi-level marketing corporation, and we were just basically trying to get money, trying to do our thing, right? And they used to have these conferences, and the conferences Kansas, was in Jersey, and we met there, and we linked up, we clicked, and they had another conference a few months later in San Antonio, and we clicked, we were linking up, and then after that conference, my boy, unfortunately, because of his past, he got pulled back into some shit that he wasn't even involved with no more. He stopped hustling when he was trying to do the multi-level marketing. He already opened up a business. He had a business in Harlem, and I guess some cats got caught up, and they pulled his name into some shit, and he had to do some time behind that. You know, that's not like an uncommon story. Even a lot of times, dudes they get caught up in their own shit, and they try to lessen their time, so they want to call other names to alleviate the time that they can get. So my boy had to go back to prison. But while he was in prison, the one thing that impressed me about him, he always kept a positive attitude. He was always on some old God is teaching me this, God is teaching me that. And it always amazed me how positive he was. And he was like, "Yo, guys, he gonna let me out of jail early, da da da." And then he got out of jail early, and I'm like, "Wait a minute."
Yeah, and you thought I was crazy. I know you probably thought I was this nigga's crazy. And
Yo,
I was one of the first ones that got out with the Trump letting the people out with the early release with the
COVID thing.
medical.
Fuck Trump. It was that COVID shit.
Yeah, well, yeah,
It
yeah,
was that COVID shit.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he got let out because he had like debilitating circumstances. And it was like, okay. And then he went to the halfway house. And then he got an apartment after the halfway house after they was fucking with him unjustly. And it's like so many things that he said will come into light. Yo, listen, my boy is Muslim. I'm Christian. But it's clear to me that God has had a hand on this man's life. Even when this man was still kind of like, look, my boy been a hustler for like a long time. Probably longer than some of our lifetimes. And that shit came back to bite him. He got shot 9 times. And he lived. He survived. He's meant to be here.
And I didn't feel not one bullet.
It's crazy.
And it was a 40.
It's crazy.
Excuse me.
So my boy is meant to be here.
Yeah.
He wrote his book. He's online. He got a podcast.
And all this is within a year of after getting shot.
Yeah.
You know.
So proud of you, dog.
Thank you. Thank you, man. And I'm happy to have friends like you. You know what I mean? Because as you know, everybody turned their back on me. They robbed me. They left me for dead. But see, this is what friendship, like I was telling you guys the other night about friendship. This is a real friendship. This is why I value friendship. See, you can talk a good one, but like I used to tell you, like I used to tell my wife, you say you love me, but your actions don't show. This brother gives me genuine love and didn't even know me. Used to send me money every month while he was going to school. He was going to school to get his bachelor's degree in anesthesiology, which he got now.
Actually, masters.
Well, his master's. Well, my bad. His master's in anesthesiology. And the beautiful thing about it, he doing his thing. Got a beautiful crib, you know what I mean? And he flies New York, Florida back, but friendship, relationships. This is the thing that God put us on this earth. This is why we're different. He made us different so that we'll realize that we have more similarities than differences. But the devil is real. And see, what we have to understand is that the shaitan has been given a respite. He's been given a time to rule. And the earth is his for now. And this is why God says on the day of judgment, he will flatten the mountains and it'll be a flat plain. Because we're going to all have to stand on that day. So my thing is trying to help us to heal. That's my whole thing. Like I said, five principles, three article, one healer. The healer is helping everyone accept, achieve, and appreciate love. And the only way we're going to be able to do that is we have to come together as a people. And in the interim of that, we have to heal. The most important, after we heal, we have to learn the lies from the truth because we've all been lied to. And that's real. Everybody on this earth has been lied to about by the elite. We think that, oh, it's a Democrat, Republican. Like I've been telling him for years after I figured it out. There's only one race of government, and that's the people who run the world, the one percenters. They use the billionaires to get to the millionaires, to get to the politicians, and this is who really runs the world. Like one of the things that I studied, in the 28 years I did in federal prison, is about my captors. And what they have is they have information campaigns that they do. They have people that they go and they get rid of you in any way that you can imagine. They can make it look a scenario to look that way. They own the money, they own the media, they own the television, they own everything. So it's multi layers of them. And what they do is they have 100-year think tanks with people who all they do is smoke cigarettes and drink coffee and think of ways to keep them in power for the next 100 years. And I understand that. I respect that. But you don't have to be evil. This is the thing, like, it's time for us to start to love one another, start to come together doing the right thing so that we can have a earth that's conducive for all of us. Like they want to eliminate a two-thirds of the population. That's like 5 billion people because they say that we're useless feeders. But they did a statistic. They say if everybody on the earth was given a football field of land, and that's everybody on the earth, it would only fill up, I think it was Costa Rica or one of them little places. It wouldn't even fill a whole country up. Now you got the rest of the whole world. So this is why we got to keep God first and excuse me, understand what we're dealing with for the simple fact that they have nothing good for us. So what we have to do is, like I said, we have to heal, learn the truth from the lies, be on one accord, and then we can come together and do all kinds of things. Excuse me. But we're not going to be able to do that if we don't heal. This is why it's so important. Let me get on this. What we do wrong, how we forgive, how he forgives. Excuse me. When I talk a lot, I start coughing. Right? In human comparison, lie to protect ourselves. He removes guilt permanently. A friend who keeps trusting you after betrayal. Excuse me. Cheat still. Restores relationships without punishing double. A parent who pays your debt and doesn't bring it up again. I'm just showing you the comparisons of how we wrong ourselves and God, either he does it himself or he does it through people. Lust and greed cleanses and renews your mind. Spouse who takes you back after infidelity, but God goes further, remaking you. It means you learn from your mistakes. Anger for unforgiveness offers grace before you even ask. Judge who dismisses your case and adopts you. I'm just giving comparisons of the things that we do and how merciful God is. And like I said, sometimes he works through people. People forgive you and let you back in their lives or however it goes. Now check this out. What about the things we're supposed to do but don't? Sins of omission. Does God forgive us for failing to pray, help the poor, or share our faith? Let's think about that. Does he? Yes. And see, he's an all forgiving God if you have forgiveness in your heart. You see what I'm saying? You have to have forgiveness in order for you to be able to be forgiven. And this is what a lot of people don't understand. It's just like I tell you, the brother here could tell you, man, I got crossed out by my whole family, you know, uh robbed, left for dead, then had my whole family turned on me by my other family. And I'm cool with that because one of the things I asked God when I was locked up is remove the people out of my life who don't deserve to be there. You see the brother right there on the screen, he's still there. So God removed the people who ain't supposed to be in my life. And like I told him, like he was telling you, I used to tell him, I said, yo, we gonna be all right. Because not only did God give me this platform, Tacc, like I tell you, this is programmers. I'm intelligent, but I'm not that smart. I got a master's degree too. But I don't think I'm the intelligent to put something together like this where everything comes right after each other and they intertwine once you get to understand it. And I used to tell them, I said, yo, by 2030, I want to be out of America. And the crazy part, even though I got the podcast, the book, I don't know where the money gonna come from, but it's gonna come because not only do I have 30 apps advice of business concepts, I have the internet now. Before wasn't no internet, wasn't no AI. You know what I'm saying? I can do so many different things now without anybody else's help. I just can't be lazy. After I got shot, I was sitting up in here for 3 months, and I was in pain though, trying to heal. And then one day I just got up and start exercising and getting my life in order and I just start writing the book. And before you know it, 3 weeks, a month, the book was on Amazon. Something that would have took probably a year or more to do, before. But see, you have to be able to adapt to time. I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I'm nowhere near butter knife. I'm a Ginsu, but you got samurai swords. You know what I mean? So, but like I said, my whole mission with this platform, with this movement, with this program is for us to win, for us to heal, for us to come together so we don't have divisions no more. Once we're able to come together, heal, learn the truth from the lies, and be on the same accord, now this is where it really gets good because now we have to be quiet because like I told you, I studied these people. If you are a threat to these people's democracy or their money, they will. And like I said, they have people that will, show up and you won't even know they're there. And it's too late. It's over. So I put together a 30-year plan when I was in jail that if it's followed, we won't even have to worry about yes, yeah, the wet work. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we won't have to even worry about being discriminated against because if we get enough people healed in this country and around the world, can you imagine what we can do collectively? They say America is what 4% of the whole world's population. 4%. You know what I'm saying? Imagine being able to corral enough people that now we start doing our own thing. We got our own farms, we got our own stores, we got our own supermarket, we got our own clothes. You know, we selling fruit at a just price, vegetables, you know, good meat, nothing with steroid, and we buy from each other. You know, we have our own insurance. Whereas, man, it's so much that we can do, man, but they keep us separated, and that's not on. That's not for uh passing fancy. There's a reason for everything that they do. Nothing that they do is not planned out. That's why I tell you it's levels, and they have so many levels in place that it will be hard to be. It's just I'm gonna give you a perfect example. The Epstein files. There's so many layers. They have so many layers that they're protecting these people who are eating babies, making them afraid to get drenocron so they can drink it, so they can live longer, so they think. Eating kids and people. I mean, like, you can't even make this up. Like, and but they have so many layers protecting these people because these are the most powerful people in the world. You know, and it's serious. It's real serious. But that's life. And see, we can't worry about what they do because God gonna take care of it. Trust and believe that. There's nothing that happens that God is not aware of. You know, so we must continue to live right and do the right thing. That's why this is called Tacc. Through adversity come change. We don't go through adversities, nothing can change. Um, it says, yes, he sees those as sins too, but his forgiveness covers both commission, doing wrong, and omission, failing to do right. Comparison, we do ignore a neighbor in need, feel guilty, avoid God. He does. Sends another opportunity to love often through someone else forgiving us first. Example, Peter denied Christ 3 times, omitted loyalty. Jesus restored him 3 times and still used him to lead the church. See, it's about forgiveness. It's about understanding that God is in charge and whatever he says, that's what it's going to be. And does blessings after sin encourage more sin? That's only if you're not living right. No, blessings is meant to lead to repentance. God kindness breaks our heart, not hardens it. And that's like when you see people who say they are this or they say they are that, but they're evil people. Their hearts are black. You have to be able to live what you say. And it's not how you feel, it's how the people around you feel. Because the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, if your neighbors are hungry and you're around, you're not a good neighbor. And if your neighbors are in fear when you're around, you're not a good neighbor. So if this is what the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is saying, do you think God is going to be pleased with you if you're not a good person? No. And this is check this out. Comparisons, world's way. Perform well, earn reward, fail, get punished. God's way. You fail, he forgives, he blesses, not because you deserve it, but to show you his character and draw you closer. Example, Jonah disobeyed, ran from God, was swallowed by a fish. After repentance, God still used him to save Never, Nineveh. Yeah, there you go, Nineveh. Check this out. How do we end up with God at the end? If we keep sinning and being forgiven, how do we finally stay with God? Because forgiveness isn't a revolving door, it's a transformation process. The Holy Spirit slowly changes our desires so we want, what He wants. Meaning, after a certain amount of time, like I tell you, I no longer feel comfortable with doing wrong. Whereas before it didn't bother me. Now I stay away from it because it doesn't sit right with me. And this is where you have to get to that place in your life to where is you've seen enough miracles in your life to know that God is there for you. Like the brother told you, man, I got shot 9 times. I ain't feel not one bullet. That's God's blessing on me. So he has a purpose for me. And I think I found my purpose, but it's not, he'll direct me in the right place, because he's the one in charge. You just have to put the work in, and I try my best to put as much work in as I possibly can. A parent forgives a teen for sneaking out, but trust is rebuilt slowly. God forgives fully and renovates your heart. The final back with him happens when you die, not because you were perfect, but because you were covered by his perfection. And that's the Bible, Corinthians 5:21. A bride walks down the aisle with stains on her dress. The groom has already paid for a new dress. She doesn't earn it. She just accepts it and walks towards him. That's how we end up back with him. Deliberate sin. Check this out. Deliberate sin. Our action. God's response. Immediate forgiveness if repentant. End result. Clean slate and deeper intimacy. And what that means is the more God forgives you, the more you get closer to him. Our actions.
You can see me?
No, you went off. You want to go back on?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Bam.
I went to the bathroom real quick.
Yeah, there you go. I just put you back in.
Can't see nothing.
You gotta do all the things that you did. All right, our actions, ignoring his will. Patience, calling them disciples, not punishment. Discipline. Patience calling, then discipline, not punishment. Growth in humanity. Repeated failure, unlimited mercy, but not licensed to sin. Gradually transformation, a gradual transformation. Finally, human weakness, grace God's set through God, eternal life with God. This is the process of how this works, and a lot of people don't understand that you have to learn to live right, and do the right thing, and no matter what, God is going to take care of you, and you have to put the work. And it's nothing that see one thing about life, you have to work it. It's not going to just happen. Every time I've come home from prison, I've always seen the same guys on the same place at the same place that they was when I left. And every time I zoom past them, far as, getting on my feet, and that's not because they're, them. It's because the determination I have in me. I don't wait for something to happen. I make stuff happen, and that's how I always been. I just don't want to, do nothing illegal no more because it's not worth it. I keep going to jail, but I don't get busted. So, that tells you everything right there. And I'm tired of being somebody else's crutch. And with the world now, with the AI and the synthetic intelligence, and being able to uh do this right here, like I'm doing the podcast, from my crib, writing a book in my crib, you know, uh, man, it's life is beautiful, man. You just got to keep God first, man. And He makes a way. Like I tell you, the brother that's on the line, he'll tell you, man. You know, he had to struggle, but he made it. And that's just how life is, man. We got to go through it. Through adversity come change. Your choices shape your adversities. Your adversities are your lessons that get you to your blessings. And if you don't go through your lessons, you can't get to your blessings. And like I was saying earlier, we all have a purpose. You just have to find your purpose. And the only way you're going to do that is you have to be 100% real with the person in the mirror, and that's you. It's not about nobody else. Oh, this no. Everything starts and ends with you when you become grown. Now, how you deal with that, or you let other people treat you a certain way, or do no, we grown. It's about living right, doing the right thing, no matter what, because God is always watching, man. And these are the things that you have to understand. He's always watching. So, my thing is, let's heal together, man. Embrace this journey with me. Like, subscribe, share, and embrace this journey. I know you want to heal. I know you want to stop hurting and let a lot of that stuff go that you have in you. And this is the platform for it. And you won't be talking to nobody else. Whatever you do, it's going to be between me and you. And you don't even have to tell me everything. You have to tell yourself. So by the time you get to the fourth principle, which is the wall of adversity, you'll be able to face them things that you wrote on that wall. And this is what it's about, man. Freeing yourself, letting go and letting God, man. I'm like I tell you, man, I done been through hell and back, you know. Oh, you back on, Pat?
Okay.
Yeah, 28 years of my life, losing my family, mother, father, little sister, aunt, uncle, cousins, friends, and still not being bitter. Understanding that, man, everything God does is for a reason. He does nothing without a purpose.
I'm not gonna hold you, man. It amazed me the way when you were locked up, the way you still had a positive attitude despite being incarcerated, despite having to go through that everyday trial like you were dealing with. You still had a positive attitude. You had a better attitude than I had living out in the free world, man. And that always impressed me, man. Like that always blew my mind.
No, because that was
Enough
my
respect.
that was my connection with God. See, like, it's a saying, right, and that Muslims have. He says, God always put you back where you remember him the most. And it seems like every time that I was slipping, you know, he put me back where I remember him the most. The times when, I had a lot of money, but I was getting high like crazy, putting my life in jeopardy, going through crazy stuff. And no matter what, he never let me down. And when he put me in prison, I understood. It was like, okay, like I'm sitting you down. Go ahead and get yourself together. You know what I mean? So I had no choice but to have a positive attitude, you know, be-
No,
because I know he had me. I know he had me. I thank you, for being there for me. That time when, my family even turned their back on me. And
yo,
and and one thing, right? One thing about life, right, that I've learned: blood don't make you family. It only makes you relatives.
John D.
You know what I'm saying? And like I used to tell my wife, like, yo, why do you say you love me? Of course, your actions don't show that. You know, I ain't gonna tell nobody I love them if I don't love them. You know, I'm not. It's just not how I am. I'm not going. Oh, I love you, and I don't. I mean, maybe when I was younger, but now, no. It's just not. And we have to be able to see the signs, and this is what this is about. When you're able to heal and you're able to look at the things that you've been through and going through, in your life, and you finally get the understanding of why God put you where he put you at, and why you had to go through the things that you had to go through, you realize that he was only preparing you for the things that he had for you in the future.
John D.
you know and if you're not prepared, you're not going to be able to accept it. You know how many opportunities I had when I was young that I could have probably been a billionaire right now, but I wasn't ready for it. And this is why God didn't give them to me, because he knew it hurt me more than help me,
Mm-hmm.
because I was really in the streets. I know a lot of people talk that, and I made real money, whereas, a lot of people who say that, that's not true. And I never had to worry about nobody really trying to do nothing to me or nothing, because I didn't live like that. And then back when I was, hustling and getting money, that was, the Rich Porter AZ era. And even before that, and there was love in the street. Like, Harlem is different. Well, back then it was. There was nothing but love in the street. It was nothing to come home and, four or five people hit your hand, and make sure you're all right. It's different now. There's no love. This is why I'm trying to get love back into the world, so we can start loving one another, man. Love feels better than hate. I don't know about nobody else, but I like to be loved. I don't want to be hated. I don't want to be feared. None of that. You can't get to paradise being bad and not having repentance in your heart. You're not going. You know where you're gonna go. So I've lived wrongfully. Now I live rightfully, and I never want to go back to where is I was in mindset, body, person, everything, man. I'm a totally different person, and I've learned to love me because I had low self esteem as a kid because I was a little fat guy. I used to get bullied everything, and I didn't really want to fight, until I got older. But that's really not about nothing. You have to be able to outthink people. You know, I practiced martial arts and boxing for 7 years when I was locked up. You know, and what I was practicing for is not what saved me. What I practiced for saved me. Being able to put the work in when I needed it, and that's why I'm still here. because if I'd have been afraid, I'd probably been dead. So the whole thing is, God says there's no room in heaven for a coward, a liar, and not an atom's weight of pride can enter the paradise. And what hides behind pride? Ego, hate, loathing, jealousy, envy, and you keep naming the list. You have to let all that go. You can't go to paradise with none of that. So the whole thing is living right, doing the right thing, no matter what. And this is what this platform is. And I can't wait till I can start getting people to come on and embracing the program and doing it sincerely for themselves, not for me. I get my blessings from you healing, from you learning the truth from the lies, so that you can live a better life. I don't want nothing. Whatever God has for me, I'm gonna get. And whatever he don't, I'm not gonna have. And that's just how that is. That's just how it is. What
Indeed.
what he has for you, you gonna get. What he don't, you ain't gonna never get. And what he has for you, nobody can take. That's the beautiful thing about it. But what he doesn't, nobody can give you. It's just like when you think that, cause this door is closed and you can't get in, that he doesn't have something. You gotta look down the hall. It's a whole bunch of doors. You just gotta knock on the right door. And you're gonna have to, like they used to say when we was in multi-level marketing. You gotta get to your nose to get to your yeses. So you might have to knock on 100 doors for one of them open. But when that one door open, take advantage of it. Kick it down. Make room for others to come through. This is what it's about. Helping each other to be better, to do better, and to live better. And if we do that, man, life is going to be fantastic. Like I tell you, man, my life is fantastic. I don't have a whole bunch of nothing. I go through ups and downs, but I'm at peace.
Bless the highly favored.
Yeah, man, I'm at peace. I know that he got me, and he takes great care of me, man. So what am I complaining about? I have nothing to complain about. I got the Most High on my side, and he showed me that. And that's one of the reasons why I'm alive. He showed me. Whereas I ain't have to be here. Like I said, I got shot 9 times. All it took is one of them bullets to hit my, as they say, Abu. How you say the brain? Abu got. I forgot. How you say it, Pat?
The brain,
Medulla oblongata.
um,
Medulla oblongata. That's the brain, the head.
Medulla oblongata, no doubt, no doubt.
Yeah.
Medulla oblongata, no doubt, no doubt.
Yo. All it take. Hold on one second.
Cerebellum,
All it take is for one of them, and
medulla,
it was a done deal.
no doubt.
What's up, J Ski? Yeah. Oh, you sick? Ooh, I got you, baby. Hold on one second, Pat. No, I got you, man. Shit, man. As much as you got me, I definitely got you. Don't even worry about it. All the time. That's what we talk about right now. I'm on my podcast. Right there with my boy. You know, throw that one, the one right there. Throw that in your mouth right now. Oh, they in there? Throw it. It's probably over there. All right, man. I already know. It is what it is. Ain't no question. You better bet it. Yeah, this is what. Come on, man. Love you too, my brother. That's what it's about. Being able to help each other. You know, that brother there, man, helped me so many times. Like when I first came back from the hospital. And this is another thing about God's blessing. When I came back from the hospital, right? The police brung me back. This brother was on his way out. This brother stopped where he was going, came back upstairs, cleaned my whole house with the cause the terrace window was blown out. Cleaned all the glass, put cardboard up on both sides, put tape on the bullet holes on the other glass, cleaned the blood from the couch with bleach and all kinds of stuff, swept up. I mean, like this brother made sure I was all right, you know. Yeah, and that's the grace of God, you know. So whenever he come to me, man, I always, it's my duty. That brother didn't have to do that. That brother, he went out his way to look out for me and he's come check on me, bring me food. I mean, everything, you know.
What's the name again?
Jay.
God bless Jay, bro.
Yeah, man. Jay is man, that's my dog. And the beautiful thing about it, man, you're only gonna find a few people in your life that are genuine. You know what I mean? Like the brother said when he left, man, love you, man. Love you too. Like I tell you, I'm not gonna tell a person this what he's shown me qualifies as love. Because the brother didn't have to do what he did for me, even came and put the thing under my door so nothing can get under there or you can't see my feet, but he is afraid people gonna come back and this, that, and the other, you know. But I'm gonna always take care of myself. But how he looked out for me and took care of me when I first came home from getting shot was a blessing, man. Beautiful thing, man. You know, and I cherish these things. That's why I said friendship and relationships, man, is the greatest thing. The greatest thing. But you have to be right with it, righteous with it. Because if you're not righteous with it, it's not gonna be genuine. Like that brother there is genuine. I definitely know it's genuine because, like I said, he went out his way, feel me, to make sure I was good. And that's love. But like I said, we have to come to a place in our life to where we understand that the blessings that we get come from the Most High, period. They come from nowhere else. And when you have a good heart, He's going to put people in your life that helps you along that journey. You just have to embrace that journey and you got to put that work in. Everything else will work its way out. You know? But I'm finna end it. We did over an hour, which is a beautiful thing. And I'll be back tomorrow night. And let's get it. Get your spirit right with the Most High. That's what it's about. Having your connection with God. And when you got that, you got everything. Tac man out. Peace.